Two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title?
You know, it has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money.
Kind of like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might around and beat Pacquiao.
The boxing world is in a frenzy following Manny Pacquiao's unexpected comeback to the ring against Mario Barrios. Pacquiao's renowned talent was recognized by promoter Eddie Hearn, who stated that he can still defeat boxers in the top 20. But Hearn also expressed worry about Pacquiao's age and lack of exercise, stating that the 45-year-old legend might not be able to perform as well as he once did. Some fans are thrilled to see the icon return, but others are concerned about his legacy and well-being. A younger and more energetic candidate, Barrios, poses a significant challenge.
Very contentious subject, like, you know, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, you know, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. You know, and that's why, you know, we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a step up. You know, and people were still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots, you know, but he still hasn't had those wins yet.
After officially retiring from fighting in 2021 after losing to Yordenis Ugas, Manny Pacquiao's comeback has shocked boxing fans all over the world. According to WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman, the 46-year-old great will face Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight gold in July. Despite worries about his age and lack of action lately, Pacquiao is confident and wants to make history in the ring one more. The fight highlights his lasting legacy and his ambition to retire as a champion.
I like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might around and beat Pacquiao up. I mean, not knock him out, but, you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like, it's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so, I mean, why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like this. And that's a fight you know you got to get ready for.
It's a fight that boxing fans are going to criticize you for.
Yeah.
But the reality is, Manny Pacquiao has a die-hard fan base that you're going to make money with that fight.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to see other fights at 47. You, Stanionis, you, Boobs, you, Brian Norman.
Yeah, but he want to steal as much as he can steal. You know what I mean? Because, again, this shit is not forever. Just like anything else, it's going to end. So you want to make some money, and you want to do great things, but not so great where I get in there with a guy that'll kill me right now. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, I'll fight Pacquiao. He damn near 50 years old. I'll fight him. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So these dudes different anyway. They different. If I was Barrios, I wouldn't entertain Pacquiao. I'd be on that hunt for the rest of them straps.
When discussing his thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's unexpected comeback against Mario Barrios, trainer Greg Hackett didn't hold back. Speaking openly, Hackett stated that Pacquiao might have easily defeated Barrios in this bout a few years ago, but that is not the case anymore. This version of Pacquiao is far removed from the explosive fighter fans remember, Hackett said. The Filipino legend isn't supposed to have the same speed, stamina, or instinct for murder at 45. Hackett insisted that this battle is more of a show than a genuine match between two elite athletes, calling it a money fight.
Getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, you know, it has to be pertaining to any kind of money. You know, it has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. One. Two, I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, you know, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, you know, bigger fighter, knows how to, you know, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, you know, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. You know, that Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao. That's why he's coming back. But Barrios, he can he can finish Pacquiao. There's a possibility that he can finish Pacquiao and basically cause him to go back into retirement once again. But again, what they say, the last thing that leaves is the power. If Manny got any of that power still left in him, if he lands that left hand, he can hurt the young gun. So, but that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I actually think he can beat Barrios.
Tim Bradley, a former champion, expressed similar worries, implying that money is more important in this match than boxing glory. Bradley claims that a fighter's need for money is always evident when they come out of retirement. According to him, the prize is the true motivator, even though the WBC championship is at stake. Younger and more energetic, Barrios is being positioned as the newcomer to push Pacquiao to his limitations. Bradley even questioned whether the veteran should be in the ring at all, stating that Barrios have the youthful energy and talent to potentially knock out Pacquiao.
When you see the Manny Pacquiao fight, what can you learn from that fight?
You know, it showed that, you know, combination punchers, you know, that's how Pacquiao, you know, was landing, you know, his punches, combinations. And, you know, it just shows you that, you know, he is a great fighter, but, you know, I'm going into this camp, coming into this fight confident, everything right with our game plan, and I'm going to try to execute it as best as.
Despite the doubt, Mario Barrios maintains his composure and self-assurance. Prior to the bout, Barrios stated that while he respects Pacquiao, he is not afraid by him. In order to maintain pressure, he intends to follow his strategy and take advantage of his youth and reach. Barrios views this as the greatest opportunity of his career and an opportunity to put Pacquiao's name on his CV, not simply a paycheck.
WBC President Mauricio Suleiman has said Mario Barrios will face Manny Pacquiao this July. That's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy news. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years of age. He's making his return to the ring, and he said he wants to go out with a bang. He wants to finish his career as a champion. That's some crazy shit. Manny Pacquiao's professional record currently stands at 62 wins, 39 of those coming via knockout, 8 losses and 2 draws. Manny Pacquiao has one of the most impressive CVs in the sport of boxing. Just take a look at from 09 Ricky Hatton all the way up until here. There's so many names: Timothy Bradley, Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Joshua Cloteley, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Jesse Vargas. Like, there's so many names on this list. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Mario Barrios' record. 29 wins, 18 of those coming via knockout, 2 losses and 1 draw on his resume. What do I make of this fight? I don't know, you know. I mean, listen, this is a young man's sport. I ask myself, Manny Pacquiao, why do you want to come back and fight a younger fighter? You know what I mean? Mario Barrios, who is the current champion, the WBC champion. Why? What have you got to prove? You've proven everything throughout your career. So I don't know what to say. But anyways, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. And watch a clip of the president of WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, talk about it.
The boxing community was rocked by the news of Pacquiao's return. Pacquiao retired in 2021 and hasn't competed since Mauricio, so many fans are still absorbing the news. WBC President Suleiman said that all necessary authorizations had been obtained for Pacquiao to contend for the welterweight title.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
Next, cry me a river, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo.
Fact that Pacquiao is vying for the same WBC title that began his international boxing career is among the most romantic elements of this comeback. He won his first world championship at flyweight and is currently aiming to become the WBC welterweight champion. For Pacquiao, whose desire appears to stem from both nostalgia and legacy, this full-circle moment is crucial. There is a lot of conjecture that the Barrios bout was simply a stepping stone. According to rumors, Pacquiao may be preparing for a big battle against Javant if he wins Barrios. Tank analysts and Davis supporters alike are wondering if Barrios was picked because he is beatable, giving Pacquiao the opportunity to create anticipation for one last big fight.
Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios? Okay, if this was for a massive bag, I get it. But you're fighting for a non-pay-per-view event, so you're going to be fighting for free against a guy like Manny Pacquiao. Why? There are plenty of other fights to be making. But yet we're getting Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Is Manny Pacquiao even ready to fight in the ring? Why is he... I get he still loves the sport, but listen. You are an all-time great, a legend of the sport, a Hall of Famer. Why return? Why not just go pursue other things? If anything, do those little cheap expedition fights that you did last year, or those that are similar to that of what Floyd Mayweather keeps doing. Why is Manny Pacquiao doing a real legitimate fight? I get for its world championship, but against Mario Barrios. And why is Mario Barrios agreeing to this? Unless there is some astronomically large amount of money being given out for this fight makes no sense for either party. And I'm sick of having this welterweight division held up by dumb stuff like this. We don't want this fight. It makes absolutely no sense. And all it does is hold up the welterweight division a little bit longer.